Yo, what's up guys, Roblox Legends back with another video. And yep, as you guys could predict, this is a tutorial. And it's been a while since I've done some of these, so here we are with another tutorial. And basically we're going to practice using for loops. And this tutorial is going to be about how to make a glowing light with for loops. So basically we're going to use a loop with an increment value and like a start end value to make a light glow up and down. Like we're gonna be changing like how bright a light can glow and how dark a light could glow by using the loops. Now let's go now. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is we gotta craft a part. So let's make a part. Let's add a part to Studio by going over here at home. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to View, turn on Explorer and Properties, and we're gonna go to the part. Let's rename it Glow Part. And note that you could use this part for like many purposes. Like for example, if you want a glowing ceiling light, then feel free to use it. Or if you want like a street light, then you could also use it too, like the lampposts, stuff like that. There's like many ways you could use it, so you don't have to use like a square. If you want to be like more creative, then go for like a spear, wedge, corner, or like those stuff, because you could do a lot more than with like a traditional block. But anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start setting up the color first for this part. So we're gonna make it, let's make it orange, and let's change the material to neon to make it actually like look good. And let's actually go here. We're gonna click the plus, add a script, then a point light. And we gotta set up the point light too. So if you want to like set up the point light, then I highly advise you to change your time of day to midnight. So just type 24 here, and now you're basically in midnight. And you can see that there's a glowing light. So we could go to point light. We could make it brighter. Could also increase the range, but this is way too bright for like a part. People will be blind if they see that. So let's make it like 15. Yeah, that's reasonable for like a typical light bulb. And we could change the color to like yellow. Well, actually, not orange. Looks better. And you know what? Let's actually make it less brighter too. Like 3, 2. Maybe just make it 3. But like, yeah, this is not a light. Now what we gotta do is we gotta make the part like basically flicker now. Alright, so now we gotta make the light flicker, like I said. So let's go to scripts. We're gonna remove everything. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start setting up the variables. So always in the script, variables are essential for the script because it saves like probably like 15 minutes of your time on Studio with scripting. Because obviously it's gonna take like some time to like think, then some time to type it. And like if you type variables, then obviously you could store the big information that like you don't have to type out. You could just type out like the variable name, and then yes. So anyways, let's start typing the variable. Every variable always start with local, so we're gonna type that. And what we're gonna type, let's make a name to connect this variable with script.parent, which is basically this part. So let's just call it light part. So local light part equals to script.parent. So script.parent, like I said, is related to this part. Now what we gotta do is we gotta relate this part. We gotta relate the point light to a variable. So let's start now. We're gonna type local light because obviously a point light would make a light. So yeah, we got local light equals to light part. So that's basically script.parent. It comes here, goes to script.parent, then goes here. And we're gonna connect it to the point light by typing the name of the point light, which is just like this. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 2 more variables for the increment loop. That loop I was talking about that needs a start and an increment value. So we're gonna make, and that loop's actually gonna make the light flicker. And we're gonna connect it with another loop, like a while loop, I think. So let's do local brightness change equals to 1. So basically this is a value that's gonna make like the part alter. It's gonna make it like flicker. We're gonna make it brighter and darker. So this is like the alter factor. And what the last variable we need is time change. So basically this is like how often like the part changes like the brightness. So it's gonna like be related to this. So this is basically actually the increment value, I should say, because there's like a start, there's an end, and there's an increment. So this variable we're gonna put is gonna go to the increment section, and the time change like every sec. We're gonna script that like every second, like the light changes like the flicker. It's gonna make every second it's gonna either go like 1 level darker or 1 level brighter. And now let's start scripting now. So now that we got the variable set up, what we need to do is we're gonna literally make our first loop, which is called a for loop. So we're gonna use a for loop and basically like connect it. It's gonna be like the increment loop. So let's start now. We're gonna type for current brightness, and then remember, like I said, we're doing an increment loop, the one that's related to an increment, which is like a for loop. We're gonna put the start value first, so let's make it 0. I'm picking random numbers, by the way, to like just like make it look good. So the end value, I'm gonna select like 5. Well, you know what? Let's do 7 to make it like slower a bit. And the last value I want to do is we're gonna connect this to brightness change. So basically, this is the increment value. In other words. And now what we're gonna type do, and then you see our loop been made after we hit the enter. You see it doesn't end, and we're gonna connect the light to the current brightness. So in order to connect the light to the current brightness, we gotta target the light's brightness. So this is the brightness, and we're gonna connect it equal to current brightness. Well, hold on, what the hell is happening? And now you see it basically connects here. We gotta add one more thing so it would like actually start flickering. Obviously, we're gonna need to add like a weight, a task.weight. So we're gonna hit enter. Oh, what am I doing? We're gonna hit enter. We're gonna type task.weight, and then we're gonna connect it to time change. Remember that? So time change equal to a second. So every second it either gets like darker or brighter. And yeah. And if you really want to like test and see if it works, get it play. And what's actually supposed to happen is it's supposed to actually get brighter, because look, the start value is 0. So that makes sense for it to like raise and go brighter. And you see it kind of reached 7 already. We were like a bit slow. So let's actually like stop looking at scripts. Let's take a moment to like meditate and look at the glowing light that we all developed. And you see the light is kind of like getting brighter. And then when it reaches 7, it's done. And now what we gotta do is we gotta make another for loop, like the one with the start and an increment, in order to make it dim. So let's do that now. So basically, we're gonna like, what you gotta do is, I'm gonna save you guys like a few minutes. Just literally copy this, Control C, enter, paste it, and then just flip the 7 and the 0. So remember, this goes 7, right? This is now 0, and now this goes to 7. Now we got the 2 set up. What we gotta do is we basically gotta make another loop, a while true loop. We're gonna put both of these inside, and then it's gonna like keep on going forever. So let's cut this, okay? And then we're gonna make the while loop. Now we're gonna type while loop, while true, do. Then gonna hit enter. This is our while loop, while true. It's always true. And just paste it. And we're pretty much done, guys. Now let's test and see if it works, and then we could add like more changes if we want to. So let's hit play, because now we don't gotta worry about where we spawn. It's always gonna be like either getting brighter or darker. If something's wrong with it, then you know there's a problem. But let's go here and let's see how it looks. Okay, you see it's getting brighter. Oh, but the thing is, it resets. Okay guys, it's actually my fault. What I forgot to do is you gotta go to the second loop where it gets darker, and you gotta add a minus. Because remember I said it was 1, right? It turns out that you gotta make it subtract 1 each time. So yeah, basically it's gonna start from brightness 7, and then it's just gonna like subtract 1 each time. And then like when it's done, it's gonna like just raise, it's gonna get brighter like over here. So that's the issue that we actually encountered. Now let's see and if it works, and it better work. Okay, you see it's raising. See it's raising. That looks good. And now you see it's dimming. And when it turns off, it goes back on. Alright, so there's some modifications I want to do to the script. First of all, let's literally change the time change, because literally the flicker is so slow. So let's make it like 0.4, I guess. That's good. And one last thing I want to do is I want to add a modification to like the parts color. Alright, so to change like the parts color, what we're gonna type is we're gonna type light part. That's basically our part script.parent.color equals to color 3, and then from RGB. And we're gonna select our color now. So this is when it dims, right? Actually no, this is when it gets brighter. So what I want to do is I want to set it like bright orange. And then for the other side, I want to set it as a dark orange. So let's copy the script over. Let's paste it to this side. And we're going to make it a dark orange. So let's do that now. We're going to make it like around here. And let's play now and see if it works. So now basically it should like flicker faster, and part of the color should change too. And you know what? Let's actually flip it around. I think it looks more realistic the other way. So let's actually flip it. But you see, like, it was actually able to change the color, which is nice. Now let's play down. Let's see if it's actually like good. So you see, it's on when it dims. When it stops, it turns right again. Then the light raises, and then like it turns off. And honestly, it's a decent effect. It's not that bad. And if you want to make it like super fast, if 0.4 is not like buying your attention, then make it 0.05 or like 0.1. I think around there should be like rapid. And when I'm speaking rapid, I mean it. And literally here, it's just, you can literally build like a damn Christmas light with this brick. Just make a lot more with different color, and maybe change like a point light attraction. And look at this damn thing. It's like it's faster than Sonic himself. But yeah, guys, this is basically how you make a light. It's how you make a glowing light with flicker effects using a for loop and while loops. And I guess it's a decent creation. It's like, it's effortless, doesn't take that long. And yeah, it's pretty nice. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.